Did you know that nearly 50% of retirees experience significant emotional distress during their retirement transition? It's such a major life change, it really can get people off guard. So today we're going to talk about all of that. I'm Maureen Dobransky. This is Life Starts at Retirement. I produce a retirement lifestyle video every Saturday at noon, and now I upload on random times my Where in the World is Maureen videos, where I travel to 29 different countries in the next year. So when I thought about retirement, I've often thought it was just going to be fun and relaxed and no stress and freedom and live a life of leisure, going to the beach, going to the pool. But what most people, including myself, overlook is that it really too is a significant emotional challenge. It's a major life transition that can affect our sense of identity, our purpose, our overall well-being. Every part of our life changes when we retire. And so this is some of the things we're going to chat about today, because many people do experience those things. It's exciting. It's a time to travel. It's a time to pursue a hobby, just relax. But many others, it brings up feelings of loss and of uncertainty and even loneliness. It's a roller coaster of emotions. But the thing I've learned, I think, the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things I've learned, is that's perfectly okay. There's no right way to retire. There's no wrong way to retire. Whatever you're experiencing is perfectly okay. If you're a bit overwhelmed, great, you're not alone. If you're a bit excited, great, you're not alone. So let's look at some of the reasons now why people experience some of these emotions and what emotions they do experience. The first one that typically comes up from those is, and mostly this one comes up prior to retirement, is fear. We fear the unknown. That's just the way human beings are. We fear losing our sense of purpose. We fear not being able to maintain our lifestyle. We fear losing our friends. We fear living together with our spouses 24/7. There's so many fears that go with retirement. And most of us, myself included, have spent decades working towards certain goals and putting money in and watching, hopefully, that money grow and getting excited for the day. And suddenly, the closer we get, we're left wondering, okay, well, what's next? Like, what's going to happen? How am I going to feel? How am I going to handle it? Am I going to be bored? And for many people, the fear can really be overwhelming. It's not uncommon for people to feel like they're losing control. But I've discovered that for most of us, once you bite the bullet and actually retire, then you know what you're left to deal with. You know whether you like it, you know whether you're busy enough, you know whether you need to get out more, you know what to do. At least you can then deal with your next phases of retirement once you bite the bullet. So if you're feeling those overwhelming sense of fears, know again that you're not alone, and maybe you just need to bite the bullet and decide to retire, and then you know what you can deal with. Now, another loss, and actually retirement can be a series of losses, and these next three kind of go hand in hand because they're so tied together. So many people, one of their biggest challenges in retirement is a loss of structure. Am I going to be bored out of my ever-loving mind? So, because for decades we've had routines. You have to be at the office at 8 a.m. You have to drive to the office. You have meetings and deadlines and projects. And now suddenly that routine is completely gone. It's going like, it's like going from a structured 9 to 5 to a wide open calendar. It is that. And some people really love that or love it for a time. And then, 6 months later, they're going, holy cow, now what? But for many others, they struggle right from day one. Every single morning for the last 40-ish years, you woke up with something to do, a purpose, a way to go, a place to go, it's something to do. And then all of a sudden, every single morning you wake up without anything to do, without it, every single morning. That can be overwhelming. And so without structure, without work, some people feel that loss or emptiness. And a lot of people even ask themselves, now what? What do I do now? What am I supposed to do? So here's the thing. Just because you're not clocking in, just because you're not going to the office every day, doesn't mean that you can't create something new, a new routine. And it might have to put you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but it could be as simple as going for a morning walk every day, joining a book club, or even something you've always wanted to try but didn't think you had the time. Building new routines can give you a real good sense of direction, put the structure back in your life. And in fact, I have a great video on how to find, more purpose, more structure in your life. I'll post it in the comments. But along with structure comes loss of identity. You see, retirement isn't just about leaving your work behind. It also means leaving behind a big part of your identity. Many of us, me too, when I was working, we defined ourselves by what we did. I was a teacher, I was an engineer, a nurse, a business owner. All of those roles are what we do. And I honestly remember the very first time after I left my corporate job, somebody said to me, "Hey, my name's Joe. What do you do?" And I went, "Oh, I didn't know what to say. I don't know why. I couldn't say I'm retired. I don't know why. But so I kind of mumbled, "Well, I just left my job. I was a sales manager." Why couldn't I say that? But it was probably because my identity was tied up with being a sales manager, which sounds ridiculous now, but it's so true. And maybe I thought I wasn't really worthy enough without a job. So when you retire, you might just find yourself wondering, like, who am I now? I was a sales manager. I was, um, a retail clerk. I was a CEO. I was whatever you were. It these This loss of your identity can really shift your feelings and bring feelings of anxiety and even grief. But it's totally normal to feel like you've lost a piece of yourself because in a way you really did. But just remember again, retirement can be an opportunity to redefine who you are, not just your job title, but you can be a parent, a friend, a grandparent, a mentor, an adventurer, an artist, whatever it is, whatever you've always wanted to do or try. Now is the time. It's a chance to explore new passions and rediscover yourself in a whole new way. Now, I said these three losses often go together: loss of structure, loss of identity, and then this one, loss of purpose. And they say they're all kind of similar, but one of the hardest parts of retirement can be the feeling that you really have lost your sense of purpose. Because for many of us, although work did provide a paycheck, thank goodness, it also provided a sense of accomplishment, a sense of being proud of what you do, a reason to get up, a feeling of making a difference. And without that, many of us struggle with feelings of aimlessness and boredom. What now again? What am I contributing to? And so I guess the truth is purpose can take on many, many different forms in retirement. And if you're really struggling with the word purpose, maybe volunteering, mentoring younger people, and even exploring new hobbies that could bring you some joy. Can you teach something in hobbies? Can you find purpose in traveling or spending time with others? Whatever it is, give yourself that permission to try new things and see what really makes you excited. And then another one, many people talk about how they lose their friends, or really not necessarily lose their friends, because we often keep in touch with our old co-workers, but the relationship changes. We don't see them the same way we used to as much. We used to go and see them every day, talk to them around the computers, and now maybe we see them once or twice a month, or maybe not even that often. So I guess many retirees miss the social connection that comes with work, because you've shared your day-to-day issues with your colleagues, you've joked, you've talked to them about your kids, your grandkids, whatever it might be, and now those daily interactions are gone, and oftentimes leaving those behind can make you feel a little bit isolated. It's really not just missing your coworkers, it's missing that sort of sense of belonging and the sense of talking to other people all the time. Without that, it's really easy to feel a bit lonely. And I guess the good news is now's the time to reconnect with friends, build new relationships with people in the same stage of life. I often talk about that. It's great to be mentoring and you can build relationships with those people that you're mentoring. It's great to volunteer and you can build relationships with those. But if you build relationships now with this people going through the same stage of life. It's so rewarding. So whether it's joining a local club, which I highly recommend, taking a class, I highly recommend, attending community events, volunteering, whatever it is, if you stay socially active, it makes such a huge difference in your retirement. And again, I always say the easiest way to make new friends is to find someone who shares your same interests or hobbies. And the easiest way to do that is by joining a club, organization, or class that offers those interests and hobbies. This gives you something to talk about and to connect with right away, and a common bond, and then to see if you can become better friends. Okay, and then the big one, we'll end on this one, financial anxiety. Whew. Even with careful planning, the shift from earning a steady paycheck to living on your savings or on a fixed income really can be stressful. You might find yourself worrying about unexpected expenses, whether you'll have enough money to maintain the lifestyle you want to live. And I remember the first time I took money out of my retirement savings account, I almost threw up. I was preparing the paperwork, signing it, faxing it, or scanning it and sending it in. And I literally almost threw up. I thought, all these years I've put money in, put money in, put money in, and now I'm taking money out. It was horrible, horrible. It really created a big impact on my life, and I had to sit back and go, more, that's why you did this. That's why you saved all of these years, so eventually you could take it out. Whew. So these concerns all, though, can take a toll on your mental well-being. But remember, it's okay to reach out for help. It's okay to talk to other people about it. That's why I still say people in your same situation of life, talk to maybe a financial planner, talk to a counselor if you need to, and talk to other people that are going through this, that are just retiring or are retired, wherever you are in your same stage of life. And don't forget to give yourself permission to enjoy your retirement. You've worked hard for it, and a well-planned trip or a treat can really be worth it and change your peace of mind. So ultimately, retirement can be really a time of mixed emotions. It can bring loss, but it can also bring new beginnings. It can be a time of reflection, and it can be a time of rejuvenation. And it's okay to feel sadness for what you left behind, but try hard not to get bogged down in the sadness. Try hard to look towards possibilities and the future. Give yourself grace as you navigate this chapter, and take one day at a time. Embrace the ups and the downs, and know that it's really perfectly normal to feel a wide range of emotions. You're not alone in this journey, and hopefully there's a whole world of new experiences waiting for you. I'm Maureen Dobransky. Again, this is Life Starts at Retirement. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to like and subscribe. Join us on our Facebook group. Wow, it's at 35,000 members. Facebook.com/group/Life Starts in Retirement. And of course, please let us know in the comments how you've been handling the emotions of retirement. It would be interesting if we could connect here as well. Thank you.